different color.
You cannot wear an old. I like wearing stripes. So somebody complains about that. Hey, Gene Galin here, Eric Andrews, Greg Stafford, 3 guys from Pittsboro having lunch. That's us.
And my wife dressed me today again.
That's good. Is that an old lady sweater?
It's kind of fuzzy. I don't know. I mean,
what do you mean? You got? We're talking about people actually do watch us. It's kind of weird.
This is just my. This
Is this your girlfriend?
Yeah, this is my girlfriend. So she didn't like the fact that I buy $12 sweaters from Old Navy. You can't beat that. That's a good buy.
What's wrong with $12 sweaters from Old Navy?
Well, thank you. They don't last very long.
but you can settle the issue. You just do like my wife does and shop for me.
Right. Yeah, she will not do that, so I have to.
Well, if she's not going to shop for you, she can't. You know.
What's the nicest piece of clothing she has ever gotten?
Oh, she gets me nice stuff.
Not from Old Navy.
Not from Old Navy.
I bought him a midget wrestling t-shirt one
Yes.
time.
Yep.
Oh, from that time over at the beach?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll have to add the video of me getting pinned by 6 midgets. It was awesome.
I think we look at the menu unless you know what you want.
I know what I want.
What, do you know what you want?
Yeah.
What do you have?
I
We
get
always
what
try
I
to have
was
something different.
I'll get. Yeah.
And we have a camera shy waitress today. She doesn't want to get.
Me too, yeah.
She's kind of staying behind the scenes. She doesn't want to get in the range of the camera, which is okay. So what are you having?
I want a buffalo chicken tender sandwich.
Would you like that fried or grilled?
I would like it fried.
You must have it, Gil.
It's all right. Then we have somebody else complain about that.
I'm gonna get it
grill.
fried. I'm gonna get it fried.
Do you want anything on your sandwich?
Yes, I want lettuce and tomato and a side of blue cheese
Okay.
and some fries, please.
Do you want regular fries?
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because you know what you want.
I got lots of S&T stories.
All right. Well, we got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
I'll go with the double gambler.
Alrighty. Would you like a salad with that?
Yes, ma'am.
That'll balance it out. That'll balance.
Yeah.
What is a double gambler?
What?
It's big. It's twice a single gambler.
And what is a gambler?
It's a
It's
skirt
a
steak.
steak.
It is
on
a.
a skillet with steak fries and grilled onions and 2 pieces of garlic bread.
Oh, okay.
It came from the Rathskeller.
Yes.
This one came from the. We're going to talk about
Stolen.
that.
Okay.
Stolen from the rest.
It wasn't stolen. It was voluntarily handed over by a betrayed cook.
What else?
As
What
well as the lasagna.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a bowl of
And
cheese. It's a bowl of cheese.
turnover.
Oh my gosh! It's like that's why the Rathskeller isn't around anymore.
No, this was after. This happened after.
No.
What dressing would you like for your salad, love?
Did you just call him Love?
I do.
Oh, it's okay. You know his wife doesn't let him date other women.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The house
The house
dressing.
dressing.
The Rathskeller
The
knockoff.
Rathskeller house dressing.
Yes.
Look, we always try to have something different. I will go with the stolen lasagna.
The
Oh, yeah.
lasagna.
Bowl
Would
of
you
cheese.
like a
Bowl of
salad with
cheese.
It
yours?
is not
Excuse me?
stolen.
Would you like a salad with yours?
Sure, because I want to balance that off.
All right. What dressing would you like?
What's the best one here? House
The
dressing.
house dressing.
We'll go with the stolen house
All
dressing.
right, guys. We'll have that
All
on
right.
shortly.
We got to clarify this. Kenny Mann Sr. was the lead chef at the Rathskeller. And back in the late 70s and the early 80s, when I worked across the alley, Kenny was there, and that's how we became friends. His son, Kenny Mann Jr., is Kenny Mann of Kenny Mann and Liquid Pleasure.
Huh?
And so he.
Is that a band?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a band that has done quite well and will fill any venue you put them in.
Okay.
And Kenny graduated high school with me, was a football player, big strong dude, and talented musician, and he's now, 60 plus years old and still playing music and doing well. And an interesting tidbit is also in that class was Skipper Clark, whose real name's Doug, and his dad is Doug Clark, as in Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts.
I remember Doug Clark. He used to come into Wentworth and Sloan all the time.
Right. Well, also extremely successful. Particularly, both of those bands are more successful out of state than they
Doug
are in
Clark's still
state.
around.
Now, weren't you in a band at one time?
Yes.
And you played, what is it, the Cat's Cradle over in Carborough one time?
Yes.
And did you not get some desire to pull an Eric Andrews and just shave your head?
Well, partially.
Partially. And how'd that go over with the missus?
Well, the rest of the band had gone bald, so I shaved out the middle of my head into male pattern baldness.
Oh, is that what it was?
And so now, God is paying me back by maybe thinning me up there a little bit more than I would was.
I'm not going.
You can go to
No,
Eric
you're
Andrews route. So in his publicity position, he's always got hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another musician from that school, Dexter Romweber, died on Friday, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Dex,
We saw him. He warmed up when you were at Pressure Boys.
Yes.
That's great. I went. Penny and I went to see him.
well, Dex is a member of the Romweber family.
I'll try not to get too emotional.
Sorry. They and their older sister Sarah was in my class,
She
and
passed away a couple years
she
ago.
died of brain cancer.
It's like a memorial service.
I'm sorry.
Right,
No,
no.
but it's just it's a little bit of
No.
history in Chapel Hill.
No, so, but they spent a ton of time in Chatham too, but,
Yeah.
so Dexter passed away of a heart attack, he's 56, and his littlest sister, Monica, found him. And, Monica is about the sole remaining Romweber in, North Carolina. And so her mother died, her big sister who played drums for REM while their drummer was ill died, brother Joe died, and uncle died, and now Dexter died, all within about a 2.5-year period. And Monica also is, not in good health and suffering severely, so it's been really tough. And she's one of the coolest people you'll ever meet, and is fighting through it and having to do it all. But Dexter, if you ever look up Dexter Romweber, or Dex Weber was his stage name.
W-E-B-E-R.
W-E-B-E-R. And
Google it.
they also come from a family, the Romweber family, huge furniture makers, and they have some outrageously expensive home furniture in their house, not because they bought it, because the family made it. So,
Right.
Cool.
Well, that's one of the advantages. But it's unfortunate that all these folks have passed away, but you were mentioning that you worked across the road from Rathskeller, and we were
Right.
getting into the discussion
Okay.
about the recipes that have landed up here at
So-
S&T's.
So back in the day, the Danziger family owned the Rathskeller, and the Danziger family owned most of the restaurants in Chapel Hill. And Kenny Mann had worked for them forever, and when they had said that when they sold, that they would sell it to him.
Right.
And this is what he said to me. And then when they sold it, they ended up selling it to a group of business people in Chapel Hill, not to Kenny. And Kenny left, but Kenny had done all the recipes and was friends of Gene's, who used to own this restaurant before he passed. And so Kenny handed it all here, and it fits so perfectly in the motif of this soda shop that it's been extremely successful.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, because Gene and I had actually done a video discussion. I came in and just talked with them a little bit, and then unfortunately, it was like shortly afterwards. They were fixing up the place for during COVID. They took that opportunity to just do a bunch of maintenance stuff. So
Gene had a big impact on me before he had this place. He had a men's clothing store, or his dad did, a men's clothing store, and I loved it because
they didn't sell Old Navy stuff.
it wasn't Old Navy, but not only that, they would special order, so they would always do double X tall, which is not easy to find.
Yeah.
You would know. No, you would know this.
Yeah.
But so that's not, and so Gene and his dad would always order that stuff for us, which was nice. And it was kind of neat because downtown Pittsboro, we were coaching and teaching here at Northwood, and but when I opened up the real estate office, I was renting from attorney Bob Gunn, and I I went and met with Gene. I'm like, Gene, I gotta buy something downtown. I don't like renting. I want to own something. And he's like, yeah, you're not. You don't get to do that. I'm, what do you mean? He's like, you're not. He's like, that stuff never hits the market. It goes like you have to know people to be able. And so he really got me going. Telling me, you know, and
now you own your building, don't you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I've been able to buy a couple of them downtown. But and that's really one of the indirect ways that Greg and I met was
he kept screwing.
I became a verb. He said he got Eric Andrews.
So when he got,
You guys are still friends?
No, it was before we knew each other.
Oh,
We had
okay.
a mutual friend, Charles Elias, the surveyor, and he's like, you know, you two are really a lot alike. You should be getting along. And Greg was like, forget that guy.
well,
Eric Andrews and me?
so
We're gonna work on them making that a verb here.
his building came up for sale where the Realty World office.
Right.
And this lady, Charles Carrault's widow.
No, sister-in-law.
Okay,
Sister-in-law.
sister-in-law.
Charles Carrault's sister-in-law, Brenda Carrault.
She owned the building, and so I came in and talked to her.
It was like the intimate bookshop
Right.
too from
Oh, that's right. I remember
from
that.
Chapel Hill.
So I come in to talk to her, and I forget the number, but I said, how much do you want for that building? She says $200,000. And I say, okay, I'll give you $200,000, only to find out he had bought it for $180,000.
But it was she had multiple offers. I mean, Greg was like one of 5 offers, and I said, Mrs. Carrault, you sure do have a lot of stuff here? She's like, yeah, there's a lot of books in here. And I go, and that basement's completely packed. She's like, that basement's completely packed. I was like, it's gonna take you forever to get all that stuff out of there. And she had a Mack truck in the alleyway too. And I was like, you got that Mack truck in the alleyway? And she's like, yeah. I was like, well, if you were to sell the building to me, you can keep that stuff in there as long as you want. And so she did. She did keep it in there for like 6 to 8 months.
Can I get you guys anything else right now?
We're
Think
fine
we're
right
good.
now.
Good. And so I had to pay the mortgage on that building per month, and I didn't get to move in it. But if you look at the difference, like
Yeah, look how much less he paid for it. But, so then
these are good.
Let me interrupt this thought. We have
Or we go
pickle chips
fried
Pickle
pickle
chips.
chips.
with ranch dressing.
with ranch dressing.
Those are good.
Is this the stuff Elvis used to eat?
I do not know the
Because
answer.
I don't
No,
think
peanut butter and pickle sandwiches.
somebody just let us know. But anyway, go ahead.
So then several other buildings would come up for sale,
And you will get Eric.
and I would go to buy them, and I would offer them, and he would buy them for less than I had offered to buy them
That's
for.
what people let people think they're junk in there.
Really? Well, terms sometimes are more important. Well, no, the other one that we bought that you made an offer on was a guy was a huge Carolina fan, and so we made sure that when we went and interviewed for that one, we were like Tar Heel blue top to bottom, we had sweatshirts and everything.
Hey, you want to see my underwear?
Yeah.
So-
We're not going that far.
So in the end, after taking a beating multiple times, I said, Eric, can you give me some buildings? So he did.
Speaking of building, that SoCo project's going along well.
Yeah.
And we touched on it. We touched on it. We touched on it when we ate across the road at Verley's. Mods up and running under new ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a liquor license.
With a liquor
With a
license.
liquor license.
Well, that being the key for me to go back. But they're open, they're doing well, they're starting to have bands in March, and I went there Sunday afternoon, pretty full, and the lady who was working the bar said that they had gotten slammed the night before.
Any word on Doherty's and St. Patty's Day? That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, because you know what? I posted on the Chatham Journal Facebook page.
Mhm.
I took a picture of Doherty's. I was going to get a drone shot, but they got a whole bunch of junk up there, and it's not very good looking.
Right.
So I hold off on that. But I also took a panoramic view of that, and I've got like over 5,000 views on that. So people are really interested in Doherty's and the mod. And
Oh, but Doherty's has like a cult following.
Oh,
It's
do they?
crazy. Oh my gosh! When we
Is that many Irish people in this county?
You know, I don't know if it's Irish people or people that like whiskey or people that like their food or whatever, but they had a loyal following. When we first interviewed them, we were up in the balcony, and there were literally people in the streets, like going into the mod saying, "Oh my God, are you guys taking
Doherty,
yeah,
Doherty."
they were like, they were screaming and everything. It was like you two playing on the roof.
Right.
Hey, maybe they should have a band up there.
Well, they're going to. They told me they will have music upstairs.
No, because actually we had
And
talked
they're
about.
great. I mean, like
some
Greg and I interviewed, I mean, so many different restaurant owners and everything, and these were like the most down to earth people. They were like people that we wanted to do business with. They had reasonable expectations. It was more of a partnership than it was like adversarial. It was just, they were really good to work. They're good people.
All right. Well, now let me ask you something based on some of the comments that people posted. Doherty's is not primarily a bar. It is an Irish pub, and if you go to Ireland or Scotland, you go into a pub, that's where you go to eat.
Yeah, they've replicated that. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, have a pint, but yeah, food as well. And I guess their biggest thing is brunch, right?
Right.
They do a huge brunch.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned also that do they have Havoc brew something for them as well?
Yeah.
Have
They're
it?
going to.
No, they already are.
They already
They're
are?
selling it
Is
in
it a
other
stout?
locations. No.
Not a stout.
It's an Irish red.
Like a
And so-
Gillian's or something?
Mm-hmm. And what they're doing, I not being an Irish beer drinker, they pour the red in first, and then they gently pour a Guinness stout on top of it.
Is that called a black and tan or no?
Black, but
It
it's,
can't be
it,
black and red.
no, the
Black and
black and tan is Guinness and something. But it's called a half and half, is specifically a red.
And it
And
runs
stout.
heavier so it stays on
Right.
top.
They say, but it takes incredible skill to keep them separate as you pour them.
Oh, I'm sure you
But-
wouldn't want to rush it.
But that whole development in another month is going to kill it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think originally you said they were going to plan to open up for St. Patty's Day, and
That's
then it was
the
kind of
goal.
like, and now it's kind of like, because I know there's a lady on Facebook, I forget her name, that wants to celebrate her birthday on St. Patty's Day at Doherty. So
Don't know still.
don't know yet.
Don't know still. But, you know, the reality is that all three of them will be open by the end of March. All three of them have extremely professional, good, solid management. And they are, they're going to do well. And I'm excited.
I think people are discovering this. I mentioned this the last time. We had my wife's retirement party, and people came in from outside of Chatham County. They didn't even know it existed, and they're like, "Holy cow!" And you know, it's good during the day and it's good after hours. I mean, the fireplace pit that they have at Havoc. I mean, we were all just sitting around there.
Yeah.
So, going back to the mod, and we'll probably talk about S&T's story once we get to the second part of this. Did they add any? They kept stuff and added stuff to their menu? Or
They got the smokehouse, right? Or they got, what are
They have a
smoking
smoking barrel down in Sanford.
okay.
And so they're bringing barbecue up.
Are they started doing that already, or not yet?
But soon. And, you know, the Polynesian barbecue is good.
Oh, that's across
From Al's
Al's
Diner.
Diner.
Hawaiian barbecue
Hawaiian
is good.
Korean. Hawaiian Korean, is that what it is? But
But-
yeah. No, one of the ladies at work went there over the weekend and texted us and said it was really, really good.
And
Hawaiian.
So what do? We sit on the back of his pickup when we go there?
I don't know.
but they have
We're not making any guarantees.
Do they
Just
have
tossing out
Maybe they
ideas.
have bigger tables, they have bigger tables?
they have picnic tables.
We gotta wait until it gets a little warmer.
Yeah, well, you could wear your
I'll wear a
naval ladies.
But they had a long line twice now that I've been by there. I mean, it's a long line to get.
What is
through.
next? What is next? What's the next mainstay? I mean, it's not really Pittsburgh. We probably gotta do Allen and Son, right?
Now,
They sold out of barbecue at 2 o'clock yesterday. I saw Stubbs and I'm like, you guys sold out of barbecue because we were super busy. I don't know, that's, more people are coming to eat to Pittsburgh than before.
right, no, it's,
But we have to do like the traditional. Like we've marked off Al's, Furley's, S&T, we have knocked off the traditional. The next, what would be the fourth most traditional? You're gonna get in trouble no matter what you say.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, Alan's Sons may not be a bad idea. They've been around.
They've been around so long.
And you guys have Big Mike coming over to your place on Wednesday.
Rotary,
Talk to the Rotary Club.
Yeah, that's good. We went there a couple weekends ago. It was good.
Speaking of the Rotary Club, before we go on, there is a Karen Heineman scholarship. Is that right?
Yeah.
How's that work out for people that don't even know?
Well, I mean, it's just.
Is this for the gambler?
Oh,
No, nice.
they bring you something like that. Well, do you have a bid form?
I don't. I can get you some napkins.
You can pressure
but I
wash.
don't
and roll.
have a bid. Can I get this plate out of the way?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're doing high school scholarships for Northwood, Seaforth, and Chatham Central.
Okay.
And it's in her name. She was a longtime teacher and coach and administrator for Chatham County Schools. She's my business partner's, was my business partner's wife. She passed away a couple of years ago. And the scholarship's in her name. And yeah, we have a lot of success. You know, one of the great things that Rotary did, we were always struggling for a fundraiser. And so we copied Siler City and did the raffle. And that wasn't bad, but it was a lot of work. And then we tried an auction and a band and you know, that kind of worked, but not so great and everything. And then we did the trike race, and that was okay. Didn't raise a whole lot of money, but you know, got people excited. Well, the trike race happened the same week as the Pittsboro Street Fair.
Right.
And the town of Pittsboro just said, hey, you know, you guys are a civic organization. Kathy Russell was really implemental and initiating that, and she's like, yeah, we can make that work. And so the town got a bunch of volunteers that are incentivized to raise money. So you know, you got a lot of good professionals in Pittsboro Rotary Club that are spending a lot of time and have good organizational skills, and so they're running the street fair for the town now, getting all the vendors in, the bands in, the food trucks and whatnot, and it's to not have to worry about how to raise money for these scholarships now, because this is just it's a sound machine and everything. The town doesn't have to worry about organizing it. Pittsboro Rotary doesn't have to worry about what their fundraiser is going to be. It's a win-win.
Yeah, plus they had at the Northwood game, NC State has the Play for K game, and they had the Play for Karen game too. And,
yeah.
Actually, a bunch of the Rotarians, you guys call Rotarians?
Rotarians,
Rotarians were there to accept the box of cash.
Yeah.
So, good things are happening here.
Good things are happening. Yep.
So, we're still waiting. Oh, why do you need that? What is that for?
It's for the grease.
No.
It's a grease trap.
No. This is a heat shield.
Oh, is that what
It's like the space shuttle tiles, but this heat shield is there because she's going to bring in
The double.
the
stuff?
burning hot skillet with my gambler on it, my double gambler on it, and you need to protect the surface. Or
What
it'll burn.
do you particularly like about the double gambler?
The volume. I didn't get like this by not eating. This, you know, but the steaks are very nice, and the salad's nice. The steak fries are nice. They're all fattening. They all keep you warm during the winter. So I'm a big fan.
The cheese bowl will do the same for you.
Yes, the cheese bowl will.
You're not going to be in a caloric deficit after the bowl.
Well, in that case, I may have to take it home.
I was gonna say, but he will
no way
be
you're
real
gonna be able to
relaxed
stay
when he's
awake.
done.
Well, that's fine.
No way you'll be able to stay awake.
Just want to let people know, I don't know if you folks who have not been in S&Ts or have never been this far back, we're actually in the back room, because one of the complaints we got from folks is when we were at Michael's position in front of the restroom, that it was a little too noisy and people
House.
I'm sorry.
Not Michael's.
Michael's.
Yeah.
Anyway, at a house at the restroom.
We're across from the restroom now.
But here, as you can see, you got a whole bunch of old-time paraphernalia here.
This is the overflow room.
The overflow, and plus they have meetings back here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Good place.
so your chef came over here and helped Gene start with the
Recipes.
Right. So he brought recipes over, and you know, there were three big mainstays. One was lasagna, one's the gambler, the third was the pizza. And it's kind of weird. It's the worst pizza you ever had, but you want more. It was.
They have that. They don't have that here.
No, you can't get that anywhere.
One of my former football players this liked pimento cheese on a burger,
Right.
and so then they named the burger after him, but then he got like really big, so that he asked them not to name the burger after him.
So no,
They got a couple of black
if you're a
ones.
fat person, don't have a
No,
food
he's
named
not,
after
he's not fat anymore.
Yeah.
anymore.
That is a bowl of cheese.
That is a bowl of
Yes,
cheese.
it is. No, this is killer. This is just spectacular.
Just look at that. Look at that.
No, you
Wait, can
haven't lived till you've had.
I don't think if
I think
I
Ashwin's and ketchup. That is ketchup.
yes, one of the complaints we heard from people is that they don't want to watch us eat, and here comes the big old double
Yep.
can.
Burning.
Holy
Oh,
cow!
yeah.
All right, thank
It'll be
you.
all right.
And may I get some right there? There we go.
Hey, one.
All right, thank you so much.
For you guys, if that is anything.
Side of
Do
blue
I need
cheese.
ketchup for
Side of
this?
blue
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks.
Oh, can I get a little bit more Diet Coke, please? Thank you. All right, folks. Hey, we're gonna zone out here, eat a little bit. We'll talk about the food, double gambler, lasagna, and you went with the buffalo
Buffalo.
fried, not grilled.
Fried chicken tenders.
There you go.
All right.